Hello, Gopal. Yeah. Hello. Hello, Gopal. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So maybe you can switch on your camera also. So we'll just begin with a small introduction.
Sure.
And then some guys will join. Yeah. So thanks, Gopal, for joining. So as you are aware, the Akshata is initiative of a lot of volunteers to impart some learning to kids. So in that perspective, we thought that financial planning or knowing about how things gets managed when they grow up, how savings are important, what are different instrument is also very useful for kids. So most of the kids are as I said, you are 9th standard, 10th standard, where they would have some idea and they will not the kids whoever can switch on your cameras, so sir can interact with them
Yeah.
because they are regular, so they're used to this mode.
I can understand. Yeah. Nowadays,
Yeah,
this lockdown thing is we are dealing with machines only. So
correct,
I'm just
correct.
happy to see you. Okay.
Yeah, and I just realized Mumbai and some places, some schools have started, so 2 3 guys are not able to join. But yeah, sure is that. My Manan, can you switch on your camera for a? Maybe you can switch on it for just for few minutes, 2 3 minutes, so that we can do some interaction and then sir can start. Uh, yeah.
Fine. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, can you see what is there in my hand? This is the most sought after thing in this world as of now. You can see what is this?
Gandhi note.
500 rupees.
It's 200 rupee note. Very right. Correct answer. And can someone tell me what is missing with this note? Or else you can have your own note, 200, 500, 100 rupee note, whatever you can. I'll just give you 30 seconds. You can just hold any currency note in your hand. You can get it from your parents or from your own pocket, wherever possible. Yes, Shaurya has got it, and I hope others must have also got it. So 500 rupee, 200 rupee, 100 rupee note, any note is okay. Shaurya, can you just see the note and tell me what is missing with this note? Is there something missing with this note? Now, in what reference I am talking? When we get a 500 rupee note, or when we get iPad, or when we get a new refrigerator, or a washing machine, or a tablet, or a MacBook Air laptop, and when we get a 500 rupee note, what is the difference? What is missing when we get a rupees? When we get a 500 rupee note, what is missing?
There's no packaging.
There is no packaging. Okay. Anything else? Even when you buy a car or bike, something comes with that doesn't comes with the note. And what is that?
Sir, the car and all those substances are assets.
They are assets. Okay. And money is also asset.
Sir, it is a currency. It is a medium of exchanging assets. Can
Yeah,
we say
very
that?
right. I'm looking for this correct answer. This is also one of the difference. Acha, I'll just move further ahead. When you get a new iPhone and when you open that box, so there is iPhone, there's a charger, there's a cable, there's a earphone. What else? There is something else also.
Warranty.
Manual.
Manual, yes. So when we get anything else, we get a manual. And what does that manual contains?
Instructions to get started with your device.
Yeah, instructions to get started, how to use it, how to troubleshoot, and if the problem comes, where we should go and what we should do. But with the currency, with the money, there is no such manual. And on many devices also it is written what to do if something goes bad. You call this person, you call on this toll free number, and you will get the assistance. But unfortunately, on this 500 rupee note or any currency, there is nothing written. How to use it, what to do if it goes bad, and what to do if it goes wrong, nothing is written. So, and unfortunately, it is not taught in any education also. Like you must all be studying in 9th standard, 10th standard, and if your parents are around, they must be postgraduate. Some of you might be having a doctorate also. Some people do PhD in economics, people do PhD in many subjects. But in any of these subjects, it is not taught, unfortunately, how to use this money. So, how to use this money for our own well-being is something which is called as financial literacy. Okay, so this is our topic. So we all have this money and we are going to get abundant of this going forward. But if we don't know how to use it, we may not be able to make most out of it, right? Say any one of is seeing the iPhone first time. He hasn't used any iPhone so far, or for that matter, any phone so far, and he is given iPhone without a manual and with nobody helping him. So will he be able to make most of it? He might feel that this iPhone is a paperweight. He might use it as a paperweight. Or else if he's angry, he might use it as a stone to throw on someone. So will it be a best use of that iPhone? No. Okay. But if manual is given, then we can do so many wonderful things with that iPhone. We can connect with our near and dear ones. We can have internet started in that. We can listen wonderful music. We can see movies. And so many. We can use it as a navigator through Google Maps or something else. So if we have a manual, then we can use it in many different way with which it is supposed to be used. So our today's topic is financial literacy, to know and understand how to use this device, asset, medium of exchange or money, whatever, rokda or whatever we can call this. So with this, let me try sharing my screen. You all are able to see my screen? Are you able to see something written called as financial literacy?
Yes, sir.
Sorry?
Yes, sir. We can see you.
Very nice. Okay. So this leads us to next question. How many pomegranates are there in one seed of pomegranate? Oh, I'm sorry. So there are seeds in the pomegranate, or there are pomegranates in the seed? What is the correct structure of the question? What should be the? Are there any seeds in the pomegranate?
Seeds in the pomegranate, I suppose.
Can anyone help me to decode this question before we go to the answer? How many of you think that this question is correct? That how many pomegranates are there in one seed of pomegranate?
It's both ways. Like
It's both ways.
Each seed will give a pomegranate, and pomegranate has many seeds in it.
Right, correct. So let us see one video which will help us to understand this in a better way.
The magic of compounding. A long time ago, there was a king in India who loved to play games. He soon grew bored of all the games played at the time and wanted a new game that was challenging. He commissioned a poor mathematician who lived in his kingdom to come up with a new game. The mathematician.
You all are able to listen and see the video, right?
Sir, we are able to listen, but I can't see the
We
video.
can hear, but we can't see.
You're not able to see it? Just a second.
The magic of compounding.
Now you're able to listen as well as see?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
A long time ago, there was a king in India who loved to play games. He soon grew bored of all the games played at the time and wanted a new game that was challenging. He commissioned a poor mathematician who lived in his kingdom to come up with a new game. The mathematician invented the game of chess. When he showed it to the king, the ruler was so pleased that he gave the inventor the right to name his prize for the invention. The man, who was very wise, asked the king, "Your Highness, if you place just 1 grain of rice on the first square of this chessboard and double it for every square, I will consider myself well rewarded." "Are you sure?" asked the king, greatly surprised. "Just grains of rice, not gold?" "Yes, Your Highness," affirmed the humble man. "So it shall be," ordered the king, and his courtiers started placing the grain on the chessboard. 1 grain on the first square, 2 on the second, 4 on the third, 8 on the fourth, and so on. By the time they came to the 10th square, they had to place 512 grains of rice. The number swelled to 5,24,288 grains on the 20th square. When they came to the halfway mark, the 32nd square, the grain count was over 214 crores. Soon the count increased to lakhs of crores, and eventually the hapless king had to hand over his entire kingdom to the clever mathematician. And it all began with just 1 grain of rice. Never underestimate the power of compounding. It is sometimes called the 8th wonder of the world. Small amounts of money invested every month from the beginning of your work life can lead to a handsome payout at the time of your retirement.
So, if again I might have to ask you the question, how many pomegranates are there in 1 seed of pomegranate? Infinite. So that 1 seed of pomegranate, when it is sown in a proper fertile soil, taken proper care, can grow into the plant or tree of a pomegranate, and which can give us thousands of pomegranate, and each pomegranate is again capable of giving thousands of seeds. So this is how, in that story also, something which has started with 1 grain of rice has been eventually led him to a situation where even if the whole planet Earth is sown with rice, and all those grains will not suffice to fulfill that promise, because the 1 grain is becoming 2 and 4 and 8 and so on. So by the time we reach to the 40th square of the chessboard, it becomes thousands and lakhs of crores, and it is impossible to reach to 64 square, and ultimately that king has to give his whole kingdom because he was not able to fulfill his promise. So this is the magic of compounding. This is the magic of starting even in a small way, and it can grow into something big. So how we can use this magic of compounding to our benefit? Now we understood what is compounding and how 1 seed of pomegranate can have thousands of or infinite pomegranates, and how 1 seed of rice grain can lead us to infinite grains of rice. How we can use it for our benefit? Anyone would like to try to answer? Hasmukh, I am audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yeah. See, if you can try to answer, I am okay even if the answers are wrong. So, anyone would like to try? See, answers are not right or wrong here. It is just I wish to know your opinion about these questions. And obviously, if all the participants would have all the answers, then this session is not required.
Sir, we can invest it wisely and give it time to compound, and at the time of our retirement, we can have a handsome payout.
Perfect. Who was this? Who has answered this?
Sir, Kavya.
Kavya. Hi. Right. Yes, Kavya. This is a perfect answer. So we have seen that all of you have got some currency. If this money, if this can be invested, this can grow into something big. Even that 1 grain was having a potential to become thousands and lakhs and crores of grains. Even every seed of pomegranate has a potential to grow into a tree. So what is required is patience, proper fertile soil, and some efforts. Okay, let us move ahead. So now we'll be seeing some concepts and then we'll be seeing the explanation of it. And whenever you got any query, you can please stop me there itself and ask the question. Okay, we did not wait till end of the session for your questions. Is it okay with all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Importance of financial planning. We've all got responsibilities, and some serious responsibilities. You've got to buy a nice family house, you've got to get your children educated well, married grandly, the list goes on and on and on. And maybe after you've managed to achieve these basic goals, you can even begin to think about that beach house you've always dreamed of. Sadly though, you can't afford that with just your retirement fund. So, you've toiled hard all your life so you can live your dreams, but despite that, they may be shattered. Want to know why? Heard of the saying, by failing to plan, you're planning to fail.
Yeah, this is most important sentence. By failing to plan, we are planning to fail. And this is true not only in terms of financial terms, but any and all aspects of our life, even for studies, even for planning a vacation, even for planning a simple thing like where to go to somebody's house, or even if someone is coming at our place. So if we are failing to plan, then we are definitely planning to fail.
It's true. Everything big in life requires planning and execution, like financial goals. These major goals definitely need a plan to become a reality. Even more basic goals like renovating your house, taking a holiday, and having money ready for emergencies are easier to reach if they're backed by a strong financial plan.
No, don't freak out. It's simpler than it sounds. A financial plan is nothing but a step-by-step approach to meet one's life goals. Why go for a financial plan? Multiple reasons. For one, parental needs are rising, and kids' dreams are going to cost money, lots of it. Because don't forget, inflation. It will only make these goals more expensive as time goes by. Another reason, the professional environment is now highly competitive, and even with a high income, jobs cannot be taken for granted. This means money must always be available in times of emergencies. And with newer and bigger medical advances, people live longer retired lives. That's great, but how will this get funded? With a financial plan that ensures an income post-retirement. Finally, with the number of investment products always on the rise, a strong plan cuts through the clutter and ensures that the right investment products are chosen to achieve these objectives.
Still confused about how this helps? Let's imagine your daughter's wedding is in 1 year and you're trying to decide how much money to put aside for it. But because you didn't start planning for this sooner, you can only afford a certain amount. Still, you think you want to give her the best, so you cut back on your expenditures and begin furiously saving for the wedding. But as you get closer to the date, you realize things aren't going as well as you hope. You've booked the spaces and bought clothes and jewelry, but what about the food, the florist, the wedding invitation? And now your son's college semester fees are due at the same time that you had to make big wedding purchases. And suddenly, your wife falls ill from all this stress. But you're already at the end of your savings, and you can't afford all this additional expenditure. Well, a financial plan drawn early and wisely might have been able to save you all that stress.
Okay, you're able to listen and see the whole presentation. Shaurya,
Yes.
Kavya. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now in this video, there has been many goals when we grow up. But even right now, you must be having some goals. You wish to get few things going forward, like a good education, a particular college, particular degree. So can few of you share that? What all things you wish to have in life going forward? Like someone might wish to have a beach house, a holiday home, or a big car, Mercedes, Bentley, Phantom, or a particular bike, particular kind of phone. Can one or two of you like to share? What do you wish to have in your life?
Sir, right now only good education.
Only
Nice
good
college.
education. Okay. And what this good education will lead you to?
It will lead me to a good job, and I can save more, and then I want to buy like a Mercedes or have lavish parties and all I can do.
Mercedes and lavish parties for me and your parents, and right, or your friends.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone. Okay. Don't forget to call me. Yeah. Okay. Right. So and what is your idea of good education? What do you wish to study going forward? Have you given it a thought?
Not yet.
Okay. But good education will definitely need a good kind of college and a good course, right? That might require a good fees also. Okay. So your parents and we have to plan for that. Correct?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Shaurya, would you like to share? What do you wish to have in life? What all things? Don't be shy. See, Lord, Krishna, God, whatever, whoever we worship, whatever religion we follow, He is there to fulfill all our wish. We have to just express our desire. And most of the time, that higher, superior power tells Tathastu. The problem is, we don't visualize, we don't plan, we don't ask. We have to learn this thing. Yes, Shaurya.
I really want to learn how to build a PC.
You
I
wish.
like computer science a lot,
Okay.
and in that I'm already learning programming in school. So the only other thing left is basically how to build a PC.
Okay, so you're working on both the hardware part as well as software part. So you're learning
Yes,
programming and you wish to also design and build a competent, efficient personal computer. Okay,
yes,
great. So this kind of education, this kind of ambition will require a particular kind of education, right? Then resources, maybe a laboratory, and maybe some funding. All these things will be required. So we have to plan for this thing, correct? This cannot be done without planning. Can this be done? Suppose I also wish to achieve this and I keep on thinking about it and taking rest at my home, aram se, enjoying watching TV, having popcorn, going out to play, then can this be achieved? No. So this required a particular type of planning and efforts. Then only this can be achieved, right? And all this planning need to be accompanied by resources. Okay. And most of these resources, I'm not saying all, and though it's not dependent also, but most of the resources can be purchased from the capital, or what we say is money, right? Like we need to have a laboratory, or we need to have resources, raw material, components, equipments. So we have seen, like, we have heard many of these words in our latest presentation, latest PPT, that inflation, then emergency. Have you heard word emergency recently in last one and a half year? We are just going through this pandemic emergency right now. Okay, many people have lost job. Many people have, like, they might not have got salary. So at such time, what comes to our rescue is emergency funds. Okay, and this emergency funds can come from savings. Okay.
Sir, it is also called as contingency fund, right?
Yes, that emergency fund is also called as contingency fund. So, like, we always, means we and our parents we get some money, that is our income, and we spend out of it. Those are our expenses. Like we spend on grocery, maintenance, electricity, internet, purchasing books, fees, and whatever remaining, that is our savings. Correct? And from that savings, we keep aside some fund that is called as contingency fund or emergency fund. That comes to our rescue. At the times of emergency. Suppose in a particular month we don't get our salary, okay? Then that time we can access that emergency funds. Not getting a salary can be emergency? Yes. If we don't have sufficient savings, then as simple as that, not getting a salary for 1 month can become a big emergency, because then we don't know how to manage that particular month.
Right. Gopal, even COVID is an emergency situation.
Yes, right now, most of us are going through that. Means the normal life has been disrupted. Okay, there are many businesses like travel, tourism. Like nobody is going for holiday. How many of you went to international holiday in last 1.5 years? Forget international holiday. We're not able to move out of our home. Means nearby Lonavala and Mahabaleshwar looks like a distant dream. So this many industries, many people are going through this emergency. So at such time, if we have a contingency fund or emergency fund, that can come to our rescue. We can maintain ourselves through those. So we'll just seeing this few aspects of money, which is going to help us. Okay, so first is savings, what we have seen. Investment minus expense is savings. So what all things we can do with our savings? Suppose say somebody's income is 1 lakh rupees and his expenses is say 70,000. So 30,000 is his savings every month. Okay. So if we keep on accumulating this 30,000, then at the end of a year we'll be having close to 3.5 lakh and so on. But do you know, if we just have this 3.5 lakh rupee at the beginning of the year, and at the end of the year, this 3.5 lakh rupee becomes 3 lakhs. 3.5 lakh rupees become 3 lakhs. Is it possible that we haven't spent, nobody has taken that money from us?
Sir, it is because of inflation.
Because of inflation, yes.
This is over time.
So have anyone else also had heard this word inflation?
Yes, sir. India also has a current rupee inflation rate, right? Like the amount the rupee inflates every year, the percentage.
Correct. So something, say for example, this pen right now is costing me 70 rupees and I have 70 rupees with me. And next year if I go and give that 70 rupees to the stationery shop, he said, you cannot buy this pen for 70 rupees. He says, now you have to give me 80 rupees. So the same pen which is costing me 70 rupees this year might cost 80 rupees next year. So this year if I have 70 rupees, I can buy this pen. Next year again have the same 70 rupees, I cannot buy this pen. Because the price of this pen has increased. Or in other words, we can say the 70 rupees value is 70 rupees this year, next year it becomes only 60. So next year I have to pay 80 rupees, which will be equivalent to the value of 70 rupees. So this is called as inflation. So generally, the prices of all the things tend to increase. Or in other words, we can say price of the rupee is going down, or the value of the rupee is going down. Right now, this note can buy 500 rupees worth of things. Next year, this note will be able to purchase only 450 rupees worth of things. So if I keep on saving 30,000 rupees per month, I might accumulate 3,50,000 in a year. But next year, that 3,50,000 will be worth only 3 lakhs because of inflation. So what can we do? Then better let's not save itself. Let's spend this 3,50,000 today itself.
Sir, we could invest it.
Yeah, so it is not a good proposition to spend this year itself. नहीं तो भी अगले साल पैसा बढ़ने नहीं वाला है, तो रख के क्या करेंगे? तो आज ही खर्चा कर डालो. Let's go to movie, let's buy some gadgets and spend it. So this is not a wise proposition. The better proposition is we invest this 3,50,000 so that it becomes 4,50,000 in a year. Okay. So, what if I invest in such an instrument where this 3 lakh rise by only 25,000? So inflation is 50,000, but its value is rising only by 25,000. So again, will it be a wise proposition?
No, sir.
May not be. And suppose it rise by 50,000, then I am just matching the inflation. Again, this may not be a wise proposition. So we need to choose the instruments where the growth rate is higher than the inflation rate. Okay. Suppose that inflation rate is close to 50,000 for 3,50,000. My growth rate should be at least 1 lakh. So that my net gain is again at least 50,000. This can be achieved by investing this money. Okay. So is it easy to invest? Suppose I give you a big chocolate, this big, and I tell you not to eat it. Keep it for a year. Is it easy?
No, sir.
It's a little difficult. Yes. So we have to train ourselves. We have to train our mind. Okay. And we have to get into this habit. Okay. How many of you brush your teeth daily?
All of us.
Sir, all of us.
No, I am seeing answers only from 2 people. See, this is a very dangerous question. You have to have answered this question. If some people are not replying, then this leads to a very big misunderstanding. So how many of you brush your teeth daily?
All of us.
All of us. Okay, great. So, and I know like Shaurya and Kavita, sometimes they are half slept when they wake up, and still when they take their toothbrush, it goes automatically to their teeth. Means they need not find it out, okay, where my mouth is, and now open it, and now locate my teeth and put the brush carefully. It's not required. Even if we are half slept, we know we get up in the morning, we take a brush, and we can brush our teeth properly. So it's a magic. How does it happen?
Sir, we are
Muscle memory.
Yes. So because we are brushing our teeth from last, how old are you, Shaurya?
13.
13. So we must be brushing our teeth from 12 years plus, right? So we got into that habit now. Okay. As soon as we get the brush and we put a paste on it, it goes to our mouth and we are able to brush our teeth properly. Right? So it's a habit and practice. Same thing is with this money management. We have to get into habit. Once it becomes habitual, then it becomes easy. Right? Now Shaurya need not force his hand to take a brush and then with great efforts put it into mouth, and with great efforts find the teeth and then move it. It's not required. It's very simple. Take a brush and just brush your teeth. So in the same way, we have to get into habit of savings and investment. Once it becomes habitual, then it becomes very easy. Okay, it's same like studying. See, if we study well, then we get a good marks, correct? And once you get a good marks, that itself motivates us to study well in the next year, right? So it's a vicious circle. Once we see the result of our efforts, it's like sowing a seed. Once we sow a seed, and see, first time when we all have sown a seed, we are very curious, we are very impatient. Okay, I have sown a seed, but nothing is coming out. Then after 15-20 days, we see some small twig is coming out, and then going forward a small plant, and after a few weeks we get the leaves and then fruit. So once we have seen that by sowing a seed and waiting for a few weeks, it gives us fruits. The next time when we sow a seed, then we don't become that impatient, right? We know, okay, after some time fruit is going to come out, and so on. So we have to make this good habit to our mind, and once it gets habitual, then it becomes very easy. So savings and investment also, we have to become habitual. So from what is the correct age to inculcate this habit of savings and investment? What do you say? What is the age from which we can start this saving and investment?
So we can start from any age.
Okay. So there is a guy called Warren Buffett. He has started investment from the age 11, 9 or 11 it is. Okay.
It's 11.
Sorry?
It's 11.
It's 11. How many of you are above 11? I think all of you. Okay. So, and he used to tell that he has started his investment very late. Okay. He has started investment at very late age. So as soon as we start to understand money, that is the age we should start understanding savings and investment. And that is the age we should start doing this investment. In that Cheska game, the presentation what we have seen, somebody is starting from first square and somebody is starting from 10th square. Okay, will it be making any difference? It will making huge difference, because by 10th square the first person has already grown his amount by 1000 times. 1 has become 2, has become 4, has become 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512 and 1024. So if somebody is starting only 10 square late, he has lost 1000 times. Imagine somebody is starting with 1 lakh rupee, so he will be losing 1000 lakhs, means it is 10 crore rupees. He will be losing. So the earlier we start is better for us. So this is about savings and investment. Before we move ahead, anyone would like to share anything about saving and investment, or do you have any query about saving and investment?
Sir, Warren Buffett is a perfect example of compound interest.
Which one? Can you come again, please?
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett, yeah, yes.
He has accumulated most of his income after the age of 30 and 40. So, like 18 years, all he waited patiently for his money to grow.
Correct. So even if he started at the age 11, his most of the wealth has started accumulating after age 40 and 50. So imagine there is a gestation period of 40 years. So if someone starts at the age 50, then he will be getting his all the wealth when he becomes 100. It may not be of any use. Of course, it will be useful, but to our next generation. So for us to enjoy all this wealth and to do good things with this wealth, we have to start early. Okay. If you start at the age 60, we may not live up to age 110. Of course, few of you might live, but we never know. So better start early. And Warren Buffett is such a big name in the investment key. We cannot have any presentation without taking his name. Okay, so let's see what is the next thing. So we have seen investment, we have seen savings, we have seen inflation. Okay, next is budgeting. Okay, budgeting means, any idea? What do you mean by budget or budgeting?
Maximum amount of
Come again, please.
maximum amount of expenditure.
Sir, planning.
Planning. Yeah, planning what should be our expenses and how much amount will go in each expense, how much we should save, how much we should invest. So planning all this thing in advance is called as budgeting. So as we discussed, budgeting may not be limited only to finance. We have to budget even if when we go for an international holiday, even if we have got a function at our house, even if simple thing like your only 5-6 friends are coming to your place for a small party, even that requires budgeting. What will be the menu? What all things we are going to cook? What all things are required to cook those things? How much ice cream you need to buy? How much chocolates you need to buy? What gifts you will be giving to them? And from where you will be purchasing those. So all these things planning in advance is called as budgeting. So budgeting is important for all the things, but when it comes to our income, expense, savings and investment, it is most important. So we need to plan our things in advance so that there is no last minute surprise. For example, you go to a movie and you are 10 friends and you carry a money which will suffice only to 8 people. So will it be a good thing? No. And on other side, suppose you carry a money which suffice to 100 people, but you are only 10. So even after spending, a lot of money will be remaining, and there's a risk of we losing that money. Somebody might just take it from us. So even a small thing like going out for a movie with 10 of our friends, that requires budgeting. Acha, what are different investment types you are aware of? Suppose someone has got 10 lakhs rupees. What all things he can invest it into? Any idea? What are the instruments you are known to you?
PPF.
Sorry?
PPF.
PPF, yes.
Sir, mutual fund.
Mutual fund.
Sir, stock exchange, Sensex and Nifty.
Sensex and Nifty and stocks, yes. Can others also try answering? I see here Subiksha, Madam, Shishir, Kaushiki, Tanmay.
Government bonds, post office.
Government bonds, post office, right? Okay. Any other thing we are missing?
Sir, banks, putting up money in the bank, and they give out a fixed interest on
I thought you are talking about purchasing a bank.
A lot of people invest in fixed deposits also,
Yes.
which may not be a great option, but yes,
Yes,
a
fixed
lot of
deposits.
people do that.
Correct.
Gold.
Gold, yes.
Sir, property.
Property,
Yes.
correct. So now we have covered most of the things. Now we'll just see each of this thing in short, in just one line. Somebody said buying a bank. Is it possible to buy a bank? If I got 10 lakhs rupees, can I buy a bank?
Sir, I was saying putting up our money in the bank and getting a fixed interest.
I got it, but I am asking a counter question. Rather than putting money in a bank, can I buy a bank?
Yes, sir, but it requires lots and lots of money.
No, we can buy a bank even with 20 rupees.
Yes, we can buy a bank by buying stocks of that bank.
Yes, so we can buy a part of a bank. Say one is buying a whole bank, which you as rightly said, it needs a lot of money. But to begin with, we may not buy a full bank, but we buy a part of it, a share of it. Like suppose me, Kavya and Shaurya start a bank in partnership. So Kavya is having a lot of money, so we will be having 90% share. Shaurya is also having a lot of money, but we wish to put only 9%. And I got very small money, so I will buy only 1% of it. So I am also owner of the bank, but 1% owner. And Kavya is also owner of the bank, is 90% owner. So this is called as buying a share of a bank. You must have heard the word share market, shares, right? So this share is nothing but, जैसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं, हम उसका एक भाग हम लोग खाली खरीद रहे हैं. We are buying only a part of it. So we are buying a small share of it. That is what is called as share. So we can even buy a bank. And believe me, even if you got a one share worth 20 rupees, you are as good as a person who is having a 90% share. So per share, you will be getting the same kind of profit. Somebody is having 10 crore shares, on per share you get 1 rupee. Even you are having one share, or you will be getting 1 rupee on that share. Getting it? So it is same. So we can buy the companies, a small share of it, that is called as stocks. Second is we can buy a gold. Okay. What is the importance of buying a gold? What all things we can do with the gold?
So you can buy, sell, or make ornaments of the gold.
Yeah, you can make ornaments, jewelry for your sister, for your mother, going forward for your wife. Girlfriends may not be allowed because parents are there. So someone is smiling. Okay, no problem. So yes, so this gold we can buy ornaments, jewelry, coins. So we can wear it. In case of emergency, we can sell this. We can sell this gold and get the money, and its value also appreciates. Value and appreciates, two new words. Value means the worth of that gold. Appreciates means its price rises. Okay, this gold right now is quoting at close to 50,000 rupees per kilo. Correct? or it's per 10 gram. It's only per 10 gram. Gold is now quoting at 50,000 rupees for 10 gram. If there's a 10 gram worth of gold, it will cost us 50,000 rupees. And it is increasing also year by year. So we can simply buy a gold, keep it with us for a year, and next year its value increases. You sell it and you gain out of it. So we can invest in gold. Second, someone said a property or real estate. So what we can do with property or real estate? If we have a flat, what we can do? We can go and stay there, right?
Sir, we could stay, or generally the brokers, we could sell through brokers and.
Yeah.
Rent it out.
Or we can rent out. Yes. So there are 3-4 things we can do with a property. We can use it for our own stay, own use, or we can give it on rent. Somebody else stays there and give us some money, that is called as rent. Or else we buy and keep that flat and sell it after some time. So you might have bought the flat at 50 lakhs rupees. You might be able to get 60 lakhs after 3 years, 4 years. So 10 lakhs rupees you gain out of the whole process. So this is called as buying a property or buying a real estate. So like we can buy a flat, we can also buy agriculture land, or we can buy a office, we can buy a shop, or we can buy a open plot. Okay. So these are the type of real estate. Then someone also said fixed deposits. Has anyone heard about fixed deposits? What happens in fixed deposit?
You deposit a particular amount in the bank for a particular period of time, and after that time only you're supposed to you will get the money with the interest on it.
Okay, so new word comes, interest. Suppose I put 100 rupees in a bank, say for 1 year. After 1 year, banks gives me 100 rupees plus some amount on it, and that amount is called as interest. So suppose I keep 100 rupees in a bank, and after a year, banks gives me back 100 rupees plus 7 rupees interest on it. From where this 7 rupees might have came? How come bank is able to give me 7 rupees additional?
Sir, they from the money that we have, from the 100 rupees we have given, they give out loans.
Loan, okay, new word. So you give 100 rupees and your 100 rupee banks give to someone else.
Yes.
But why someone else will take that 100 rupees?
Sir, in case he needs the 100 rupees to expand his business or to invest somewhere.
Like you all are very intelligent, so you know planning, so you have started planning from this age. So going forward, you will be having excess money and you put it in a bank. But there might be someone who is not aware of all this concept. So for doing anything, he might be having a shortfall of money. So he will take it as a loan from a bank. Okay. Now everything comes at a cost, right? The only people who provides us all free of charge, only 2 people. One is parents and another is God. Other than this, nobody gives anything for free. Okay. So bank doesn't give this money for free. So banks give this loan to the needy people, and in turn it takes interest from you. Okay. So how much bank will be asking for interest? If we are
7%.
about 7, so I told you now bank is getting 7 rupees on it and he is giving you 7 rupees. So banks come under this under this 2 category, parents or God? No. So what bank will do? Bank will take that 100 rupees, will give it to someone who need at 10 rupees cost. So he will make 10 rupees out of it, and to you he will be giving you 7 rupees, and he will be keeping this 3 rupees. So 3 rupees is his profit, and 7 rupees is your interest, and 10 rupees is the interest which the borrower will give it to the bank, or the person who has taken this loan will give it to the bank. Okay. So this is called as a bank, this is called as interest, this is called as loan, this is borrower. Okay. And we are called as deposit holder, person who is keeping that amount in bank. Acha, what if that person doesn't give this money back to the bank?
Sir, anytime the bank gives a loan, it keeps something as contingent.
Collateral, Jan.
Collateral.
Like property, real estate, gold.
Right. So generally there is something called as secured and unsecured. So secured loan is something which is given by keeping something in return. So bank will tell to the person, I'm giving you 100 rupees. What if tomorrow you run away? You may not give this 100 rupees back to me. So keep 100 rupees worth of something with me. That is called as collateral. Okay. So generally the banks are safe. Okay. So far, only 1 out of 10,000 people have lost money in the bank. So generally, fixed deposit is supposed to be the safest instrument. Okay. So when you keep money in safe deposit, you get a less interest, but you get your money back after that particular period. So now going back to our previous thing, you said we can buy a bank also. Okay. So this 3 rupees profit which is made is distributed among those people who are owning the bank. Because what bank will do? Bank will take 100 rupees from Shaurya, will be giving 7 rupees interest to him. And he'll be lending it to someone else and taking 10 rupees from him. So taken 10, given 7, and 3 rupees is distributed between the owners of the bank. And those owners of the bank are called as shareholders. Okay. So to get 7 rupees interest, you need to have 100 rupees. But to get 3 rupees, you may not have 100 rupees. To get that 3 rupees, you may not have 100 rupees. Because you have earned 3 rupees from somebody else's capital. Okay, that 100 rupees was owned by Shaurya. But 3 rupees profit is made by a bank without putting a lot of capital into it. So this is how generally shares or what we call as stocks work. So shares and stocks are nothing but a partial ownership in that particular company or bank. Okay, and when that banks make profit or that company makes profit, the value of that bank or share or company rises and we make money out of it. Okay.
Through dividends.
Yeah, now that money what is got by that company is distributed to the owners in the form of dividend. So whatever profit, like I said, me, Shaurya and Kavya has formed one bank. And that bank has made a profit of 1 lakh rupee. So out of this 1 lakh profit, my share was 1%, Shaurya's share was 9%, and Kavya's share was 90%. Okay. So this 1 lakh rupee profit which is made is distributed in the same percentage. Out of this 1 lakh, Kavya will get 90%, means 90,000 rupees. Shaurya will get 9,000 rupees and I will be getting 1,000 rupees. So this 1 lakh rupees which the profit bank has made is distributed between the owners in the form of dividend. Okay.
Sir, but normally the bank keeps some amount of the money to itself for a contingent. Also.
Yeah. Now Kavya might think Kavya is telling to Shaurya and Gopal, we have made 1 lakh rupee profit. Rather than taking profit, let us open one more branch, or let us keep some amount for emergency planning. So Kavya will tell, rather than 1 lakh, let us distribute only 50,000. So 50,000 meka, 90% will be by Kavya, 9% will be by Shaurya, and 1% will be taken by Gopal. Another 50%, like 50,000 rupees, is with the bank itself for future growth or for further growth or for emergency planning. So this is called as retained profit, and rest of the money is distributed among the owners and shareholders. So you are getting how the companies work and how the share price rise. Now there is a bank which is making 1 lakh profit, and there is another bank which is making 10,000 rupees profit. So which bank ka price will rise? Or let me give another example. There is one 2 BHK flat which is fetching 50,000 rent, and there is another 2 BHK flat which is fetching only 15,000 rent. So which 2 BHK flat ka price will be more? 50,000 rent wala ya 15,000 rent wala? What do you think?
50,000.
50,000 wala, because it is making more rent every month. It is making more profit. In the same way, the companies which are making more profit, their price rises. So which company we should buy if we have got a choice, or which bank we should buy if we have a choice? We'll be buying the banks and companies which are making more profit. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll just move to the last part and then we'll see if anyone is having any question. Insurance, yes. Has anyone heard about the word insurance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you please share what is your idea of insurance or what you have heard about it?
It's a security.
Sir, it is like a security. You insure your car so whenever it breaks and all, you don't have to take that much of money and repair it. The insurance covers it.
Correct. So I have got a 10 lakh rupees worth of car and I pay 10,000 rupees to buy the insurance for it. And just somebody like some thief or someone just carry that car and I lost that car. So what happens? What the insurance company does? Insurance company gives me 10 lakh rupees. It has taken only 10,000 rupees from me. So how come they can give me 10 lakh rupees back?
Sir, because they get like everyone, 100 people insure their cars and like only 10 people are losing their cars. In turn, the money that the insurance company is getting is more than that of they are giving.
Hasmukh, you are there in the session?
Yes, yes. So I just wanted to add one more thing. You know, insurance is the cost what you are paying for your covering your future risk.
Correct. Yeah. No, I was telling some other thing.
Okay.
You don't need external speaker. You have got enough speaker who is aware of most of the things.
Okay.
Thank you, Kavya, for helping me out. Yeah. So what Kavya said is very correct. So what happens? Insurance company insures 1,000, 10,000 cars at a time. It collects 10,000 rupees from everyone. See, it doesn't give this 10 lakhs rupees from his own pocket. As I told you earlier, only there are two entities which gives you for free. One is God, another is parents. Insurance company comes into this two category? No. So what does insurance company does? It takes 10,000 rupees from 1,000 people and it collects say 1 crore rupees. So it has got a kitty of 1 crore. And this 1 crore may, if those out of 10,000 people, 1, 2, 3 people lose their car, so to each one of them it gives 10 lakhs rupees back. 3 लोगों का कार चोरी हुआ है, 3 लोग को 10 lakhs rupees दे दिया, फिर भी उनके पास 70,000 rupees बचा है, which is their profit. Right? So by paying only 10,000 rupees, we are securing our asset worth 10 lakh. So we must have an insurance for all our things. तो कार की तरह क्या हम हमारा सैलरी भी इंश्योर कर सकते हैं या फिर क्या हमारा लाइफ भी इंश्योर कर सकते हैं?
लाइफ कर सकते
सर लाइफ कर सकते हैं.
या तो if someone dies तो उनका सैलरी आता है क्या फिर घर पर?
नो सर, पेंशन आ सकता है.
हाँ, बट पेंशन खाली जो गवर्नमेंट जॉब में है उन्हीं को मिलता है. आई थिंक वेरी फ्यू ऑफ अस माइट बी हियर हु आर इन गवर्नमेंट जॉब. So generally in private sector there is no pension. Okay, there's something called as annuity, superannuation. Though that is something which we had accumulated, right? So there is no additional pension we get. So life insurance, people call it as a life insurance. We call it as the insurance of our income. See, in a sense, life cannot be insured. Is it possible that Gopal takes life insurance and Gopal will never die? Not possible. So if I'm buying life insurance for Gopal, that does mean if something happens to Gopal, then even if Gopal is no more, whatever amount is bringing every month, that will be paid by the insurance company. जैसा कार के केस में हमने 10 लाख रुपीस का इंश्योरेंस निकाला था, तो in terms of life insurance, we take a life insurance of say 2 crore, 5 crore. So what will happen if something happens to me? My family will get 5 crore. That 5 crore when kept in a bank will keep on generating 3 lakh, 4 lakhs rupees per month. So even if I am not there, then my family will continue to get my salary. So in short, the life insurance is nothing but insurance of your income. तो ये होना चाहिए कि नहीं होना चाहिए?
Sir, it should be.
It must be. Okay. So we can replace the word should by must. Okay. So you all, the people, if parents are there in this meeting, they can please check whether they're adequately insured, or else they can contact to their insurance consultant and get it purchased. अच्छा, फिर हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस क्या हम हेल्थ भी इंश्योर कर सकते हैं? यू बाय समथिंग कॉल्ड एज हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस और कभी हम बीमार नहीं पड़ेंगे? इज इट पॉसिबल?
सर बीमार पड़े तो फिर हॉस्पिटल में हॉस्पिटल का बिल वो भरेंगे.
हाँ, तो हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस भी होता है, बट हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस इज द इंश्योरेंस ऑफ योर सेविंग्स. अभी हमने देखा कि सेविंग्स और इन्वेस्टमेंट हमने we have got 50,000 rupees per month excess and we accumulate it to 25 lakhs and then something happens to us. and the hospital का bill is 25 lakhs. तो पूरा जो हमने savings किया था, that is gone in a day. To avoid that, we can have a health insurance, where we purchase health insurance for 25 lakhs rupees. We pay small premium of say 25,000 or 20,000. So if something happens to us and we have to get hospitalized, then the bill will be paid by the insurance company rather than coming from our pocket or our savings. So this is called as health insurance. तो ये होना चाहिए क्या?
Yes, sir.
ये बिल्कुल होना चाहिए. So अभी तक हमने जो पढ़े इन्वेस्टमेंट्स के पहले भी आता है प्रोटेक्शन. So we all need to have health insurance as well as life insurance. And once this is done, then we can think of investment. Okay, so we'll just now summarize what all things we have seen, and then we'll take if there are any questions. Hasmukh, we have 5 minutes just to summarize the things.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, so we have seen this pomegranate ka example, then we have seen compounding ka video, then we have seen how planning is important, what are different assets, then savings, investments, budgeting, mutual fund, loan, and interest. These are the few things we have seen. Anyone having any queries or anyone would like to share anything about what we discussed?
I have one question. It might be very silly, but I don't know. Like when we were talking about like 50,000 is distributed as dividends, and another 50,000 is kept for the bank to grow. But
Correct.
suppose at some point of time I would like to withdraw myself from the bank. So will I get a share of that 50,000 which is kept as for the growth?
Yeah, now what happens generally when we purchase a stake in a company, our shareholding is very less. So if all of three, in our example, me, Shaurya and Kavya, so if all three of us agree, then we can take remaining 50,000 also. So generally this decision lies with the decision maker or someone who is majority shareholder. So I may not want, but if Kavya want, he's having 90% share. So he's having the majority in that company. So if he wants, then he can take out. So whenever he takes out, everyone gets. So the principle is same for all shareholders, but the decision is taken by majority shareholders. Does this answer your query?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Gopal, maybe one thing probably can be given a little insight is that, like most of these co-eds will go to higher education or whatever it is, no? How can they plan for, let's say, if they can fund their own education?
Yeah. So see, basically at this age, all this means if they have to fund their own education, if they're going abroad, then one good thing is they can, like the most of the countries provide the facility of part-time working. So that is one way of funding their education. Otherwise, all this planning has to be done by the parents in advance. Basically, at this age, we want children to be aware of this concept so that, see, I am seeing now, I'm to this field, I'm seeing many parents or many elders, they're coming at the age 40 and 45 to start their investment and investment planning. And believe me, they can also do it, but it becomes little late. Now, whatever has happening to us or whatever has happened to us, I want this next generation to understand this importance of planning from their tender age of teens right now, so that they can start their planning when they can start their planning right now, and they start investment when they get to the age of 21 or 22, so that the time when other people are planning, unka sab kuch ho jana chahiye. If someone starts saving, planning and investment at age 21, he can become financially free at age 35. Means at age 35, he would have provided for his children's education, his holiday home, his foreign tour, and his own retirement. He might work at age 35 onwards, but that work will not be to fulfill his goals and aspirations. It will be for hobby and entertainment kind of. It is easily possible. We got enough n number of example where 15 years of planning and investment is good enough to achieve financial freedom.
I hope you are doing the same. You are above 35.
I was fortunate to be introduced to this thing when I was in engineering field. In fact, that has given me a freedom. I have left many jobs many times. I was not having that burden in my mind. If I leave this job, what will happen to the family? So yes, this really gives you the freedom. If you have got a proper investment and savings, this gives you the freedom to do the things which you like.
I have just a thought, like here we are parents and we have children, like both are participant of this session.
Right.
Like if we want children to start investing, the parents have already doing their work of investment and all, but
Right.
if they have to invest for their life, they have to earn. Like they have to start to make, work on how they can earn money, whether it is pocket money. It is like basically they should become financially or stand on their own feet. So
Right.
would it be the right age to start to work towards that?
Yeah, it will be a good idea. See, because what happens when they become, as I given the example of they getting into habit, that getting into habit, it takes a lot of time. So we want children to do this at this age. Maybe they can have a savings account in their name. We've got something called kids account in most of the banks. And the children may not be earning right now, but they definitely get some pocket money. They definitely get some gifts. They get gifts from their siblings, from parents, from grandparents, from relatives. So they need to start understanding that money, accumulating that money, making a fixed deposit out of that money, and also understanding the other avenues of investment. So जिसे हम मैच प्रैक्टिस कहते हैं ना, अभी प्रैक्टिस तो अभी से करना पड़ेगा. जब हम वर्ल्ड कप का फाइनल खेल रहे थे वहां पे हम लोग ट्रायल नहीं कर सकते. So when they get to the age of 21 years of age, that will be sort of final for them. तो अभी जब वो 15 साल के 16 साल के हैं, तब से they have to start understanding this concept so that when they actually start getting a substantial handsome salary, they are able to invest that amount properly. Otherwise, what happens when they start getting the salary, they get into buying iPads, iPhones, going for parties, going for holidays, going for tours. And by the time they realize that they have to start saving and invest, it becomes late. So if they get into this habit of saving and investment right now, whatever possible, whatever small minuscule amount, and see right now they don't have any responsibility. Even if they get say 500 rupees gift from their parents or relatives, they don't have any objective of that 500 rupees. Their food, shelter, clothing, education is already taken care by parents. So they have got two options, whether to spend that 500 rupees in chocolates or movies, or to make a fixed deposit out of it. So if they make a fixed deposit out of it, they will understand that when 500 rupees kept, they get 530 rupees at the end of a year. And that amount becomes 1000 rupees at the end of 7 years. So they are 500 rupees itself is a gift for them, and they are able to earn out of that 500 rupees. So this get into that habit and mindset, which will help them when they actually start earning.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very well said, I think. So any other kids, Shaurya, Shishir sir, anything, Tanmay, any other query? So this was a good introduction to, I think, so most of the aspect, probably at some point of time, things like investment or things like, preparing a balance sheet, these are good ideas for them to probably learn, maybe at some point of time.
Yeah, I'll be happy to interact with them in future also.
Sure. Unfortunately, I thought the schools are starting 15, but some of them I've realized that it is started today. So that's what I remember. I was saying that maybe Sunday, Monday is maybe a difficult thing, but thanks. It was really good, and let's connect. Again, probably at some point of time to see what we can take it up from there.
Hi, this is Shishir here. This was a great session.
Yes.
Maybe we can have some exercises for the kids. Because everyone has a computer now, they can plan something, maybe in an Excel, give their own estimates of what we want to do, and then they submit it.
Yes,
for
financial planning.
Expert
Yeah.
advice, whether
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
making sense or not.
Okay, see, everything which is done at a company level can be done at a kids level. They can have their own balance sheet, what gifts, what pocket money they got from parents, where did they spend, and what happened to the remaining amount.
Correct.
What are their objectives? Like some children might wish to go on trip going forward next year.
Correct.
So the future application of money.
Yeah. You have some, like, maybe, we can ask kids to just spend, and then maybe, you can have just a review session, how can they plan, better, or what mistakes they made, or how can they refine for their own benefits.
We can plan. I will share some links with you, Hasmukh. Then
Okay.
you can forward it to the participants.
Yes.
And yes, I don't have exercises that means ready with me, but yes, we can work upon
We can prepare.
some.
Perfect. Thanks, Gopal, for your valuable time, and let's connect again.
Thank you so much, Hasmukh.
That was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.